Question number 121. In which cloud environment does the cloud provider manage the operating system? Meaning, you do not have the ability to determine the exact version of Windows or Linux you are using. Option A, IaaS. Option B, PaaS. Option C, virtual machines. Option D, virtual machine skill sets. The correct answer is option B, PaaS. In a platform as a service PaaS environment, the cloud provider manages the operating system, meaning users do not have control over the specific version of Windows or Linux running on the underlying infrastructure. This allows users to focus on developing and deploying applications without worrying about the underlying OS and infrastructure management. Question number 122. Which of the following is the primary purpose of sovereign region in Azure? Option A, to provide higher performance for customers in specific countries. Option B, to offer discounts for customers in certain regions. Option C, to ensure data residency compliance. Option D, to provide access to Azure services in specific geographic locations. The correct answer is option C, to ensure data residency compliance. The primary purpose of sovereign regions in Azure is to ensure data residency compliance by providing a cloud environment that adheres to the data governance, sovereignty, and regulatory requirement of specific countries or regions. These regions help organizations meet legal and compliance standards regarding where their data is stored and processed. Question number 123. Which cloud model is often used by government agencies or organizations with strict compliance requirements? Option A, public cloud. Option B, hybrid cloud. Option C, community cloud. Option D, private cloud. The correct answer is option C, community cloud. A community cloud is often used by government agencies or organizations with strict compliance requirement because it is shared by multiple organizations that have similar regulatory and compliance needs. This model provides a secure, compliant environment tailored to meet specific requirements, such as those for government, healthcare, or financial sectors. Question number 124. Can management groups be nested? Option A, yes. Option B, no. The correct answer is option A, yes. Management groups in Azure can be nested. This allows organizations to create a hierarchical structure for organizing subscription and applying governance policies across multiple Azure subscriptions. By nesting management groups, you can create a flexible, scalable structure to manage your Azure resources in a way that aligns with your organizational needs. Question number 125. Which of the following is not a common use case for Azure policy? Option A, denying access to resources to a specific individual. Option B, enforcing network security standards. Option C, requiring resource tagging for cost allocation. Option D, preventing the creation of resources in specific regions. The correct answer is option A, denying access to resources to a specific individual. Azure policy is primarily used for governance and compliance of resources within an organization, such as enforcing standards for network security, requiring resource tagging for cost allocation, or preventing resources from being created in specific region. However, denying access to resources to a specific individual is not a typical use case for Azure policy. Access control for individuals is managed through Azure Role-Based Access Control, RBAC, not Azure policy. Just a quick reminder, if you don't want to watch all these videos and instead download all questions and answers, then feel free to purchase them on Buy Me a Coffee page. I have shared the link below. Question number 126. Which of the following is not a key feature of Microsoft Defender for Cloud? Option A, threat detection and response. Option B, vulnerability assessment. Option C, password management. Option D, security posture management. The correct answer is option C, password management. Microsoft Defender for Cloud focuses on threat detection and response, vulnerability assessment, and security posture management to protect cloud resources. Password management is not a key feature of Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Instead, password management is typically handled by other Azure services like Azure AD, Active Directory. Question number 127. Please read the question carefully. Which of the following is a good reason in favor of running your computing on-premises instead of using the cloud? Option A, potential for unlimited scalability. Option B, you require servers deployed in many countries around the world. Option C, you require a wide range of services and tools. Option D, it is potentially cheaper to run your own computing than using the cloud. The correct answer is option D. It is potentially cheaper to run your own computing than using the cloud. One reason an organization might choose to run its computing on-premises instead of using the cloud is the potential for lower cost when considering long-term investment in hardware, maintenance, and infrastructure. For certain organizations, running on-premises might be cheaper if they already own the necessary hardware or have specific requirements that make cloud services less cost-effective. Question number 128. What is the primary purpose of Azure Virtual Desktop? Option A, to deliver virtualized Windows Desktop to users. Option B, to create and manage virtual machines in Azure. Option C, to provide a virtualized environment for running Windows Server workloads. Option D, to provide a platform for hosting web applications. The correct answer is option A, to deliver virtualized Windows Desktop to users. The primary purpose of Azure Virtual Desktop is to deliver virtualized Windows desktops and applications to users, enabling them to access a full desktop experience or specific applications from anywhere on any device. This service is ideal for remote work scenarios, allowing organizations to provide secure and scalable access to Windows desktops and applications in the cloud. Question number 129. What is the purpose of the owner role in Azure RBAC? Option A, to manage Azure resources, including delegating user permissions. Option B, to manage Azure resources, but not be able to delegate user permissions. Option C, to monitor Azure resources for security threats. Option D, to view Azure resources. The correct answer is Option A, to manage Azure resources, including delegating user permissions. The owner role in Azure Role-Based Access Control (RBAC) allows users to manage Azure resources, including the ability to delegate user permissions to other users. This role provides full access to all resources within a subscription, allowing the user to create, modify, and delete resources, as well as manage access permissions for others. Question number 130. Which of the following is an example of an IaaS offering from Azure? Option A, Azure Managed Storage. Option B, DDoS Protection Services. Option C, Azure Firewall. Option D, Virtual Network. The correct answer is Option D, Virtual Network. Azure Virtual Network is an example of an Infrastructure as a Service IaaS offering. It provides networking capabilities for Azure resources, allowing you to create isolated networks, manage IP addressing, and control traffic between resources. IaaS generally refers to the provision of foundational infrastructure services like compute, networking, and storage that are flexible and scalable.